Natlan, with its colorful environment, fun new exploration mechanics, and interesting character designs, this new region may be the cause, I fear, of Genshin Impact's death. Whoa, that was drama, girl. Call me Keemstar with that drama alert, okay? Because that was, quite a statement, but let's talk, because we have to check in with Natlan. The Nation of Natlan came out on August 28th, 2024, and as of writing the script in the middle of November, it has been a little over 2 months since then, and the current version is 5.1, and honestly, well, I'm not so sure the fans are eating this one up. I've been playing Genshin Impact since right when Inazuma first dropped, so I am a certified opinion haver. After playing for about 3 years, I guess time's not real. I say that to you to tell you that I love this game. This video isn't coming from the place of a hater. Far from it, really. I'm too tired to hate. I'm too sleep deprived. But from a place of constructive criticism and love. I have heard whisperings, or lack thereof, regarding this new region, and I wanted to get to the bottom of it, okay? I wanted to get some concrete scientific data over where Natlan lands amongst the other regions in the game in your eyes. So I asked you, lovely rats, in a Google form to share your thoughts. That is right. It is time for another Google form video. We love Google Forms. GF. Girlfriend, more like Google Form. Someone shoot me. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is E, as in eventually I might steal hundreds of thousands of dollars from unsuspecting crypto bros. And today we will be going over your thoughts, okay? Some of my own thoughts and where the game could improve based on the opinions of the fans, right? Doing the good old legwork, door-to-door, American God-honoring surveying. We will be talking and spilling all the tea, of course, and being real. So please like and subscribe. It really, really helps the channel. Truly, or I will perish. I will. You don't want me to perish, right? Obviously. And if you want to see videos early, support the channel, and get a shout out at the end of every single video, support us on coffee.com/ESocial. It is basically a Patreon. And with that done, let's dive into it. But before we explore your thoughts, how have your thoughts been lately? Big ask. I know the world is a place right now, that's for sure, and I know times are very difficult for a lot of people. So I am happy to say that this video is sponsored by BetterHelp. I personally experienced BetterHelp in 2020 when things were dire, and they have actively changed my life, okay? My experience and battle with mental health is an ongoing one, and finding a professional who listened and validated me at a time when I thought my struggles were fake was insanely helpful. I don't know why I think I'm faking all the time. Faking to whom? No one's here. My BetterHelp therapist actually told me that that was normal and that, hey, I'm okay. There are things that I can do to get better, and trust me, those words were everything at that time. BetterHelp is on a mission to make starting therapy easier. BetterHelp connects you with a professional, licensed therapist who is trained to listen and give you helpful, unbiased advice. Meeting with your therapist is super flexible, as you can meet with them via messaging, video call, or phone call. Oftentimes, it is a headache and a half to find a suitable in-person therapist, but with BetterHelp, finding the right therapist is made much easier. BetterHelp matches you with a vetted professional in as little as a couple of days after you answer a few questions on their website. And if you aren't vibing with that one, you can switch therapists until you find the right fit. They carefully vet every single therapist on the platform, and with a 4.5 rating on Trustpilot, you can rest assured that BetterHelp is here to help. Starting is the hardest part. Let BetterHelp make it easier. So begin your mental health journey. I believe in you, girl, okay? Pretty please use my link, betterhelp.com/eisocial, to get 10% off your first month of therapy and just get started. More information in the description. Thank you so much, BetterHelp, for sponsoring this video and for helping me keep the lights on. Very important, I can eat. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Back to Natlan. So on the first part of the Google form, I asked you guys these questions. What are your thoughts on Natlan's Archon Quest, on its exploration and map, and on its characters and designs? So starting off, for the Archon Quest, well, let's just say the ratings are in and the crowd goes goes mild. Joking, kind of. Honestly, reading all of your opinions, which I will be showing here on screen right now so you can browse at your perusal, they were all pretty mixed, okay? So I can't really give you a genuine overall consensus on it because you guys don't agree with each other. I saw some say it's bland, which is arguably worse than saying it's bad, in my opinion. A lot of you say how it's fine and that it's kind of hard to compare with Sumeru and Fontaine storylines, which were heat, and how this Archon Quest is just like not hitting as much as the others. One of you wrote, boring, honestly, not mincing words. Compared to Fontaine, the characters feel flat and the story feels strangely bland. On the other hand, we had one of you say, quote, the Archon Quest was interesting and engaging, as well as my favorite so far, but that isn't saying much since I've been putting off doing Sumeru and Fontaine for a while now. The little caveat is so funny to me. Another says, quote, personally, the story didn't grip me in the same way that some of the other Archon Quests did. Perhaps it's because it's still an ongoing story. Others say you like it, but the pace is pacing in a slow way and that there's just way too much dialogue. Arguably, that's all of them. That's all the Archon Quests, but I don't know if we're ready for that conversation yet. Some of you say that the war part of the quest was real and visceral, and one of the few times you genuinely felt tense in this game. One said, quote, thoroughly traumatized. Another said, most interesting thing were the deaths. Another person said, quote, I'm very confused. Some members of the Rat Sewer said that the Act 2 power of friendship really kind of made them moan and groan and just felt kind of overdone in Act 2. Others love how Capitano was handled. Others found it lackluster. I think people just think he's too skinny. Body shaming, by the way. He's literally dying. He's rotting from the inside. What do you want from him? Anyways, but from going through as many of your guys' opinions as possible, it seems like, from my viewpoint, to try to give you a general consensus, leveling out everything, the Archon Quest in your guys' eyes is just kind of like fine. Like, it's not bad, but it's not the best ever. The worst thing people have said was that it was boring, that it doesn't compare well with the others. People really liked the trial festival that Kachina went through and the war parts, but that the characters themselves were just not carrying their own, which I will circle back to later. That's a discussion. Overall, again, as I said, good, fine. Not the most incredible, definitely not the worst. One of you guys said, which I feel like is a really good description of a lot of people's feelings, is, quote, it's good, but not as mind-blowing as Sumeru and Fontaine. That seems to be the tea and something that I actually agree with. Before we talk about the characters, because girl, I want to talk about how you all feel about the exploration and the map. As someone whose favorite part of the game, like, is exploration, this is serious to me, girl, okay? Again, this one seems to be a mixed bag, okay? I've seen a lot of complaints that the map is too small and that they finished exploring everything way too fast. I could 100% relate. That is so relatable content right there.
Nice.
It is my favorite part of the game. It is. I don't want to finish it. I've seen how some think the Saurian mechanics are janky and that they feel like it's pretty obvious that Hoya wants you to pull for Natlan characters in order to get around super efficiently. And how even Kachina was power crept in exploration abilities by Shalonen. While a lot of others love the exploration, girl. They love the indwelling mechanics with the Saurians and think the scenery is gorgeous. No one likes killing the babies though. Why are we killing the children? But if I gotta level up Mahuika, those kids are dead. You know what I mean? She's way too hot for me to be caring about those kids. People like the vibrant colors, the change and exploration, and some people like the size of the map because it isn't too daunting and lets you explore at your leisure. I happen to agree with that. The fact that there are a lot of primo gems this time around to be had while exploring is also a huge plus. One said, quote, the exploration is probably the best of all nations, but it's because of the 5-star characters, which to some is an L because their only motivation for wishing for these 5-star characters would be for exploration and kind of nothing else. As one wrote, quote, it's built to have Natlan character exploration in mind. Honestly, the vibe isn't for me. I get it. The biggest complaint was that there wasn't an extension to the region in 5.1 and that some thought it was disappointing how vibrant and happy the whole thing was since they were expecting a war-torn land, right? They wanted dismal and depressing. I hear ya. So we got Stacy breaking it down on the dance floor. Let's go, Stace. Here are some quotes. Quote, great, super easy but not repetitive. Second favorite region to explore after Fontaine. Another, it's fun. I mostly enjoy the music, which is also my favorite part of the game. Another says, the Saurian exploration is unique and interesting, but nothing really innovative. Another, pretty average in my opinion, but I rarely feel strongly about the map. Okay. Quote, another says, amazing, lots of fun, love the world quests, and the rewards are great. So fun, the Saurians add so much, Mondstadt has never been so boring. Now why is Mondstadt in it? Why is Mondstadt catching the stray right now? And my personal favorite quote, fun to explore, but it's way too colorful for me. Not homophobic. Sounds homophobic to me, but. So for the exploration part of Natlan, it seems to lean more in the positive direction. I saw a few people say it was their favorite, but others compare it to the underwater mechanic in Fontaine, and she's kind of the queen right now. If people really like it, they still kind of say that it's second best to Fontaine. Yikes. Unfortunately, this now leads us to the character question part of the Google form. I think the best quote from you guys that seems to encapsulate how a lot of you feel about the characters is this one. Quote, honestly, no one in the cast is my favorite. I fear the people have spoken, and the characters, which is arguably the main selling point of Hoyoverse and gacha games, these characters are the weakest part of Natlan. Before going into the obvious, a lot of people find the designs of the main cast to be scattered, too busy for even Genshin, while also simultaneously being bland. It's a special thing for a character to be busy and chaotic while also being bland. That's a new one, all right? One of you guys says, skip. I'm not interested in any of them except maybe Janssen, but even then, the best Natlan character still doesn't beat any Fontanian or Mondstadter. Mondstadt? Okay. I love Mondstadt, no hate. Venti OG, but it's kind of hard. Another says, as someone who pulls girlies 99% of the time, never been disappointed this much before. For Fontaine, I was freaking out over my primos and I never had this much easy skipping to do, but also a lot of unexpected pulling, question mark? I think they ended up pulling for Kanich. Another says, so extremely mid. I loved the Sumeru and Fontaine cast and was so hyped for Natlan, but was very disappointed when I saw the characters. The people hate how Chaska is designed and also find Ororan ugly. I mean, I think his top half is cool. People are divided on the main three, which is Mualani, Kanich, and Kachina, but you guys seem to think the main trio is alright and Shalonen is really pretty. Some of you hate the modern elements in the characters, while others kind of find it fun and really refreshing and exciting. Quote, very eclectic, but in a good way. They feel dressed for the environment, and I appreciate that a lot. My only wish is for more 4 stars. Another says, I find them extremely unique and fun. Not my favorite cast, but they're up there. They're all pretty likable and maybe a little forgettable, but still nice. Girl, if someone said that to me, GG. Just say you hate me and shoot me in the face instead. So again, feeling the temperature of the room. Y'all find this hot ass mid. Honestly, I think mid is a worse insult than bad. It's the characters aren't bad, some think they're egregiously bad, but they're definitely not the best. Fontaine and Sumeru seem to hit such heights in all departments that Natlan never stood a chance in comparison. But of course, the biggest complaint you all had, which almost all of you brought up, was of course the colorism. Someone said, I still think so many of the characters could do with more cultural rep that's not the direct tourist stereotypes and patterns and clothing on characters. The personality of the cast has been varied, which I really enjoyed. Another says, in a vacuum, they're really pretty, but it's impossible to ignore the lack of diversity and representation which needed to happen here. So I can't give more than a 5 out of 10 on principle. Girl, that's 50%, that's failing. F. Another says, bad. Some of the worst designs I've seen in video games, even ignoring the racism. Janssen, Shalonen, and Mualani are okay though. Another one you guys said, I actually enjoy the sports, tournament, arc, urban wear aesthetic, but I feel like they should have still managed to bring more cultural references, patterns, and styles for the characters. In my opinion, choosing such a broad scope of IRL regions to base the region on only set them up for failure. They made it incredibly hard to properly represent so many different cultures accurately, which they did not. Single tear falling down face emoji. Hit the nail on the head. A lot of you pointed out how there was so much culture and material and inspiration to work with the people of Natlan, and it was disappointing seeing how much of the character and lore designs were based off of Polynesian or Mesoamerican cultures post-colonization colonization for an example. For example, how tourism is a big part of Mualani's tribe, and how tourism in places like Hawaii, where the people of the springs has some inspiration from, is actively a detriment to the culture of native Hawaiians. I actually lived in Hawaii for a hot second. That's fun lore fact. I actually lived in Hawaii for middle school. Someone astutely wrote that they felt the image of the happy native stoked about tourism is, quote, a caricature created so people don't have to think about the detrimental effects of tourism and don't have to think of the ethics because the natives are fine with it. They just want to share their culture with foreigners, so don't worry about how this industry you're buying into pushes native and local people off their lands, and it's just another result of the system being colonialist, period. And then on top of all that, they're so pale. People don't like how pale everyone is, that the only character darker than tan is Janssen, and that she barely has enough screen time. They don't like how much culture mixing is happening, so much so that it takes inspiration from different cultures on different continents, and that it's hard to see exactly what Hoyo is cooking at certain times with certain characters. Kanich takes his name from Kanichahau, the Mayan sun god, and people are huge question mark over his seemingly lack of any sun imagery to connect him to his namesake. People are still upset, and rightfully so, over the colorism, the blatant colorism. And to top off some of your thoughts about Natlan as a whole, we did a little graph considering the Archon Quest, the exploration, and the characters. You folks, by majority, ranked Natlan third best out of all 6 nations, okay? Out of 440 responses, thank you, by the way, 30% of you guys said it was third best, okay? 22.5% said it was second best. And the lowest percentage of you, 8%, said it was the best, while 13.9% said it was the worst. That's crazy. So after taking in everything, it seems the people think that Natlan is again astonishingly mid. But we are not done. There is much more to discuss. It is just so cool that so many of you submitted your thoughts, feelings, and ponderings about this rather divisive part of the game. So first, I want to thank everyone who took the time to fill out this questionnaire. Thank you. Even if I didn't directly quote you, your response really helped so much. So that is sick. So now, I hope I have given you guys the opportunity to get your voice and thoughts out. I wish to share some of my own now. Is that all right? Hey, y'all cool with that? It's kind of my channel, so it's kind of like what I do. I have been mulling these thoughts over for some time, and this video is kind of therapeutic for me. I am still disappointed in Natlan. I went into it disappointed, but not surprised at the lack of diversity in this game. And honestly, though I have really been enjoying the Archon Quest, I have, girl. Honestly, I'll be so real, I can't seem to shake the bad taste in my mouth. I personally, E is social. I really like the Archon Quest. I love the whole Night Kingdom gig, the war, the festival that Kachina had to go through to fight in the war because she's 12, LOL, and then she died. That is so funny. Why did they let this 9-year-old in? And then she got killed. Baby girl's gonna be so traumatized for the rest of her life. That is so funny. I love Mualani, okay? She's probably my favorite from the region. The voice acting on that girl, perfect, okay? She is the happy-go-lucky type of character, but I don't see her as that archetype. I find her to be very mature and grounded. And out of all of the Natlan characters, whether that be her writing mixed with her voice acting, I find her to be so real. Kanich, I'll be real, I don't give a shit about that guy. Sorry, bro could die tomorrow and I'd forget by tomorrow evening. Sorry, Kanich lovers, it's just my humble opinion, don't get mad at me. The Chaska hate, don't get. Hey, relax. The loud minority, relax, okay? People say her design is busy, and I mean, yeah, I agree, but I don't find it busier than any of the others. Like, that's kind of Genshin's whole shtick. They're all pretty busy. I don't know if you know this, but it's kind of like a weird fandom-wide acceptance that everybody thinks Chaska's ugly as hell. I mean, I think Shalonen's design makes less sense if we're talking color scheme, because then, like, why is that braid there? That color just stands out. It doesn't connect with any of the other colors. It's not cohesive, but like no one should Shalonen. I just don't get it, okay? Do not say that Chaska is based on a conquistador. Girl, what kind of ass conquistadors have you learned about? I can't with you guys sometimes. I get it. You guys kind of seem to hate on her. I just think it's weird. I think you guys, some of you, dislike her, and you guys aren't entirely sure why. So, personally, I think she's pretty. I like her design. Don't give a shit about her, though. Sorry, I don't care about the character very much. Mahika is very... very beautiful. I find her to be just absolutely stunning. First of all, hi. Her outfit doesn't make sense, but she's pretty. I find her to be a great leader. Sis is on it, okay? But so far, she seems like way too perfect. She seems way too put together. To be clear, I have not finished 5.1 yet in its entirety, so I may stand to be corrected, but
No, I can't laugh yet. I've got to hold it in.
there seems to be no character flaws with her. You know, she's just kind of like all that in a bag of chips. Like, all the Archons we have are hot messes, girl. Nahida seems to be the only one with her shit together. She wasn't allowed to f it up because she was imprisoned for 500 years. Venti, alcoholic twink. Zhongli, broke boomer, who said, all right, y'all, stay safe, and then dipped. A kind of went to go get milk and then never came back until her girlfriend batted her pretty little eyelashes at her. Oversimplifications. I get it. Yes, I know I'm oversimplifying. Let me jest. Nahida was in the Shadow Realm, and Freminet has grade A mental illness from having to perform for hundreds of years, while the real Archon was gearing up to die. Okay, was gearing up to unalive. That's insane. Mawika is hot, selfless, smart, caring, and a great leader. Where are the flaws? Where are they? I want her to be a hot mess like the rest of them, okay? They don't make Archons like they used to, okay? I need flaws. I need some spice, okay? For example, Sunday is one of my favorite characters in HSR because there's something fundamentally wrong with that boy. But I hope he gets worse. I hope he gets, like, evil. I hope he kills people, okay? I want him to be worse. That's just kind of like my personality. I like it when characters are kind of like ass. Anyways, I was hoping she would be like a hothead, even though that's super predictable because she's fire. I think it still would have been a more fun choice. In regards to the map and the exploration, I only have Shalonen, but honestly, the map is one of my favorites. I love the Saurians. I love the indwelling mechanics. I love the music. The map is beautiful. One of my favorites. It's great. But after experiencing Natlan's main Archon Quest and then playing the Sub-Zero's festival with the Sumeru cast that happened recently, that cast feels like family, you know? It really made me miss it, and it put into perspective how much I am missing that vibe from the Natlan cast. You know, Sub-Zero's festival was really quite the gut punch. The designs, for me, fine, I guess. I don't love any of the characters. Mulan is my favorite, but I'm not gonna be looking for Mulani merch, you know? When Fontaine came out, the millisecond I laid eyes on Navia, I was in love, girl. I went, awooga, heart pump out, okay? It was serious. I was worried because I was broke in Primo Gems because there were so many Fontaine characters I wanted, and I didn't have time to save, but with Natlan, girl, I'm rich right now. I am the richest primo-wise I have ever been. I saved for Shalonen, not because I'm a huge fan, but I was told she would be great for my Navia, so without a second thought, I pulled. Also, I am so sick of climbing up walls in Genshin Impact, okay? Hoyoverse, I'm sick of it. Please, stop. I hate the climbing, the slow climbing. It takes years off my life. After Wuwa lets us sprint up walls, I have to climb like a peasant now? Please get rid of it. Hoyoverse, please get rid of it, please. So I got Shalonen for the skating and for Navia. Okay, I had so many primos from skipping basically all the Natlan banners that I got Shalonen for Navia, and then I got Auntie Nahida, and then after that, I had enough to splurge on the weapon banner because hey, who else am I gonna spend it on? I don't really want any of the rest of the Natlan cast, okay? You know who I'm saving for? Wriothesley. He doesn't even go here. He's not even that good of a unit. I just want him because he's hot. That's it. Hello, E from the future here to tell you I was so wrong. I disagree with myself so harshly right now. I want to beat myself up, and I'm honestly pretty angry, and I'm going to tell you why. Let me put you down somewhere. Don't look at the Ethernet cable. It's not there. I think I got way too caught up in all the anger online, which to an extent was warranted and called for, absolutely. But to the other extent, not so much, honestly. I want to be real. I wrote the script, filmed it, and I was like, I don't need to finish 5.1 because I don't think anything's gonna change my mind. Can someone beat my ass next time? I think I can do that because I just finished 5.1 and sorry, that was so good. It changes how I feel about the characters. I still loved the map, but now I like it even more somehow. And I love the characters. I think I say how I'm skipping so many characters because I'm not interested in any of them. But following 5.1, girl, I want Chaska. I want Mawika. I want Capitano. And I want Citlali. Citlali, goated. Loved her. Loved Chaska. Loved how everybody came together. So I think I say later on in the script, which I think I will be cutting out, but I say at some point that I played the Sub-Zero's festival recently before finishing 5.1. And it really hit me how much of a family Sumeru felt like. And then going back to experiencing that in the midst of Natlan, I was like, man, I really wish we had that feeling with the Natlan characters, because I'm not feeling that with them. Following 5.1, I love the cast. I give a shit about them now. Still don't give a shit about Kanich though. But everybody else, just so good. I still stand on the opinion that Mawika is still too perfect. But after 5.1, I think they are leading up to really explore her character even more. My one huge complaint still is that Janssen is still being snubbed. I'm hoping that we get to view more about her tribe and her later, but as of right now, it still seems pretty bad that the one character that has a pretty dark skin tone in comparison to the rest is the one who has been snubbed the most in the main Archon Quest. So that still bothers me a lot, and I really hope that they circle back around to her in future updates. I think the next part after you see this clip of me, I talk about colorism in the game. On the 5.1, like the story, acts 3 and 4 being so incredible, doesn't fix the fact that the colorism is insanely off on X Games mode, okay? Like, it's still bad, but I don't think it is as mid or as a letdown or as lame or bland as some of y'all are saying it is. I absolutely adore the Archon Quest. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about what happens in the Archon Quest, so please skip here if you do not want to see spoilers, because I really need to talk about this because I'm going crazy right now. So I just wanted to say, hey, I'm wrong. I really like the characters, and I'm mad at myself for jumping the gun so fast and for getting caught up in the online hate. That's all I wanted to add to this section, but I need to talk about the Archon Quest, so just skip so you don't want to get spoiled. The war was handled so well. I am so sorry. People say the war was handled better in Natlan than it was in Inazuma. 100% 10 times agree. I know people don't like when NPCs die and like they want playable characters to die. I hear you, I see you, and I feel you. But this isn't Honkai. The characters are not gonna die. Like the playable characters, we just need to accept the fact that as of right now, that's just not gonna happen. But what they have done a million times better is make us give a shit about these NPCs. Because when Melus and Silver died, oh my god, I sobbed. Thinking about it right now, I'm gonna start crying. And girl, when Koichi, oh my god, when Koichi died. Okay, this was my reaction after I played it last night. What the fuck is this game? What the fuck is this game? This is so unfair. Oh my god. I don't think I've ever cried so hard in this game. It wasn't for nothing. It was a build up with her and Chaska and made me appreciate Chaska's character even more. How Chaska was able to bring it together afterwards. That's how she was chosen to be the last hero. You're f***ing kidding me. And then she just locks the f*** in and she does it for her sister. And then everybody's like, for Natlan, I'm gonna kill someone. Oh my god, I was sobbing. The way I was hopping from crisis zone to crisis zone, knowing that if I picked one crisis zone to save the people there, the other motherfuckers would die. People were dying. We flew past the children of the canopy and there were dead bodies littered everywhere. Right. Yeah, traumatized. Hi, I watched them lay there lifeless, and my decisions actually mattered because if I didn't save this person or if I didn't go there, then people died, and it really showed you that in war, really there's no winning. And there was literally nothing I could have done to save everybody. Like, kind of like in the past, we have been kind of like this perfect hero, and I really feel like this Archon Quest showed how jaded the Traveler is. Because Paimon was freaking out, like, oh my god, no. Paimon's voice acting, Corinna, I still stand by it, that they are one of the most talented voice actor in the English cast. Paimon freaking her shit out, being like, oh my god, everybody's dead, I can't handle this, but I can't do this. And then we as the Traveler say, this is war. I have really been affected by the ending of 5.1. And I get people were saying the power of friendship in the first or the second act, I think. I totally see that complaint now. But I just think the writing has really gotten better in 5.1. I think acts 3 and 4, amazing. Citlali and Auroron, I love their relationship, very, very cute, granny, grandson kind of moment, really, really cute. I later in this script talk about how there's no Yuri or Yaoi in this region, and like, yeah, finishing 5.1, still stand by that. There's not really any Yuri or Yaoi that I'm rallying behind, but unfortunatamente, girl, Capitano and Mawika, oh, I'm sorry, they were flirting. Okay, I am insane. Capitano, so fine, by the way. Hello? Some of you guys were saying that it was lackluster how he was introduced. Shut up. I'm joking, don't shut up. I feel like his character was handled so well. There's so much added to the fatui now. Well, there has been in the past, but like so much so that it's like, whoa. These people are dying for people of Natlan that they don't even know, and they're dying to protect them. Like that's, Capitano feeling it a little bit. Capitano calling Dane Sliff Dane, that's kind of yaoi. But the best ship so far, I'm so sorry to say this about Wika, Capitano, Truthers. I see you, I hear you, and I feel you, girl. I am here for that. That is so good. Mawika, I cannot wait to see more about her because yeah, no, she's perfect, girl. She's selfless, she's beautiful, she's got a great rack. And then when she punched the sky, the lore drops. This update and these acts were goaded alone just for the lore drops, with the sky being all f***ed up. Learning more about the ruler of death and mentioning the heavenly principles. Okay, that was tea. People were saying online that they were upset that Natlan was so pretty and happy and bright and gorgeous and fun, you know? Because they expected it to be a war-torn land. But in my opinion, playing through the war part of the quest, it was handled so well. Because Natlan is usually this bright, happy, beautiful place, all the color and vibrancy was stripped away during that war. And the music wasn't happy, it was gone, and it was mournful, and it was dark, and it was serious. It's a really good juxtaposition between the vibrancy and the happiness of the characters, and then what war has done, not only to the land, but to the characters themselves. The fact that it was so vibrant and beautiful in the beginning really made the impact even more impactful once the war in the abyss started to do, you know, pop their pussy and everything. So I think that's a huge plus. I really like that. The colorism is still an issue. I don't want y'all to think that it's not. It still is. I just think that I got a little too pessimistic and I got too caught up in the negativity that I kind of got clouded with my own thoughts, that I had to step away and finish it with my own thoughts and feelings and ponderings. And I'm realizing how I'm loving this game. So I do think I was being way too negative. There are some parts of the script that I will leave in that were my initial thoughts just to show how they progressed. Other things I will cut out because like it doesn't make sense chronologically speaking. But yeah, I just want to be honest. Yeah, I was wrong. I jumped the gun. I got too caught up in it, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh my god, Koichi. Blame. Pour one out for you, girl. Oh my god. Chaska. I'm sorry. That was really good. Still don't give a shit about Kanich though, but that was really good. I think my new favorite is Silali and Chaska. I think they're both my favorite tied right now. Oh, and Mawika. Those are my three favorite. And then Kapitana. Wow. Just wow. Sorry. Just wow. One of my favorites. I think it's absolutely incredible. I don't know where it stands amongst the other nations right now, but I do think it's tied with Fontaine for me because I have only sobbed this hard once when Malus and Silver died. This is huge. This is huge, huge, huge. Huge. Okay, loved it. 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. Sorry for not being super proactive with the script beforehand, but I got caught up in it. It's normal. It's human. That's all I will say on the matter. Okay, goodbye. Thank you for listening. Look at my art. It's so pretty. Okay, bye. And my god, girl, the colorism, it hurts. It hurts. The characters are really pale. I already talked in length about my thoughts on Genshin's colorism here in this video, so make sure to go watch it after this. I wanted this video that you're watching right now to be an extension to that video because that video was made before the region actually came out. And now that we have the whole package the region can provide to us, we can now give a pretty well-rounded opinion on everything. So yes. Also, before I start on this, hey, I'm Puerto Rican, by the way. Some of you guys respectfully pissed me the fuck off. A very small amount of you guys though. The rest of you guys, love. Big fan. I love you guys. So I just mentioned that to put a period on whatever thoughts you're having. So do I want every single character to have dark skin? No, weirdo. Okay? Don't you have to be stupid somewhere else? Do I wish for a variance in skin tone because the cultures Genshin is taking inspiration from are diverse in skin tone? Yeah, it isn't that hard. Okay? Also, I really believe that some of the designs were made with a darker skin tone in mind. Okay? I will die on this hill. Because hey, did you know that Shalonen has gold freckles on her thighs? No, you didn't. Well, I don't blame you because her pale ass skin absorbs the light from the gold particles, okay? Even from a design perspective, putting the colorism aside, variance is a good thing. Diversity is a good thing, arguably. You don't want characters looking like other characters. Kanich looking like a modern gamer version of Xiao is not a good thing. Now, my controversial ass opinion, for some reason, wait till I'm done talking and then you can type, okay? I don't believe Genshin is racist, okay? They are 100% colorist. But my thought process is that if they were racist, I don't believe they would have taken the time to do any research touch on any culture that has dark-skinned people in it. Or if they did, they would portray those characters and those cultures as the villains or the lesser than or the savages, right? That's my thought process. For example, Sumeru is the wisdom capital of Teyvat, okay? Smartest people come from there. It's shown in an amazing light. It's one of, if not the best region in the game story-wise. And Natlan is shown in a very positive light. There's no showing them in a poor light based on this culture. So no, I do not see this game as racist. I do see them as prejudiced, colorist, and extremely ignorant, okay? I see what they were trying to do. I see it, I guess. I see they were trying to mix all of the tribal type cultures of the world into one nation because they wanted this nation to be the theme with tribal influences. But mixing culture from different continents, bold choice. And you could say, well, Ring of Fire. They're based off of the Ring of Fire. Still bold choice. They have mixed a lot of cultures in the past, and they will with Snezhnaya. I've already seen people irritated with Snezhnaya with the mixing of it already. Fontaine was a hodgepodge of Europe post-Industrial Revolution, and Mondstadt seems like it's a hodgepodge of Europe pre-Industrial Revolution. So I saw French people angry at the baguette dog. So it's not like they only do it with regions that melanated people are coming from. But Natlan's mixing does seem to be in poor taste. Thus, the ignorance. That's where I think the ignorance comes in. I think the reason why Natlan is so hard to enjoy, for me at least, is because of the colorism and because of, the lack of everything else. And because the fans already told Hoyoverse how we felt, okay? We told them when Sumeru came out. And just because the hashtags aren't trending anymore doesn't mean that people aren't upset anymore. This Google form proves it. There was a petition going around for Hoyo to stop with the colorism, and I also jumped on it hastily because I just wanted Hoyo to improve and naively thought this could be a way to get their attention. But with only 100,000 signatures out of the 6 million players that play each month, well, I think that told Hoyo and others that there aren't a lot of us in comparison that care about this issue. But there are still a lot that do, okay? And as you can see in the forum, a lot still feel this way, and for good reason. Also, girl, tell me quickly, who is the yaoi ship in Natlan? Who's the Yuri ship? The gay relationships, I mean. Shalonen and Mawika? Girl, we are suffering, okay? Sure, that is good Yuri, but is it Clorin Denavia good? Is it Ai Miko good? Capitano and Ororon? That's our yaoi? Girl, the most yaoi I have seen, against my will, by the way, was between Knich and a How. I'm gonna kill someone! Oh my god! The dragon and Gamer Xiao. That's how you know a story is suffering. If the Fujos and the Himijos, if they're not cooking up good ship content and we're starving, it's dire. It's dire, okay? That's not a good thing. That's not good. Yuri and yaoi makes the world turn cyclically, okay? I feel like I'm just complaining for 20 minutes, which I technically am, but relax, okay? I also play HSR. I see some things happen in HSR, quality of life wise. I also see some of that quality of life stuff then being implemented into Genshin slowly but surely in Genshin's own style. So it feels like they're able to be more bold with choices in HSR. Meanwhile, in Genshin, I feel like they're not bold. It's too safe. Natlan feels safe. The characters feel safe. I feel like, no, if they implemented black people, I think they might fear for their life. Like, it's so silly. Editor, can we throw up an article of that one Honkai fan that tried to off someone in Hoyo's upper echelon because of a character skin or something? Can you imagine if there was a black person in the game? People are the worst. We need to throw out this whole species, the human race, big L. So maybe they think, what's worse? People like us being rightfully angry at the colorism and sending us some strong words. Or a cat dies and someone gets killed because we have dark-skinned characters in the game. That's so sad. That is so sad and it's so lame. Out of all of this, I want to remind you guys of the saying, we must not confuse dissent with disloyalty. Okay? I feel like that quote can be used for a lot of things right now. I made this video as a way to extend the conversation from the last video and to check in with how you guys the fans are feeling. From casuals to diehards, we got so many different opinions and viewpoints. And no, I don't think Hoyoverse will ever watch this video, but we just want to see the game thrive. We want it to be amazing. We want it to be fair. We want it to be accurate. We want it to be exceptional. I want it to be. On a positive note, one of the things I said in the last video is that the best thing that could come out of this recent discussion about Hoyo's colorism and with Natlan was how many people that could be exposed to people of color's opinions and views on the characters, okay? And hey, the Google form is proof of that. Okay, one of the questions is, I asked you guys if the internet ever swayed your thoughts, and a lot of you said how much you learned about different cultures and what the issue is with the lack of dark-skinned people in popular franchises like Genshin. A lot of you learned how to better interact with media, being able to criticize without hate piling. You guys realized how, yeah, colorism is a much bigger deal, an issue than you may have thought. The community taught you guys a whole lot about these issues, and that's so sick. That's amazing. That is something I had hoped would happen, and it made me so happy to see that you guys are saying that it did. So yippee! Honestly, an absolute win. I don't know if Hoyo will listen. I don't know if Hoyo will take these chances, but I will say it is an absolute dub that we have been able to learn from each other and to learn from this experience and to take it into real life, because art influences real life, and if the art is failing us in that department, then we gotta do it ourselves, okay? So I made this video to say to Hoyoverse, please listen to us some more. We love your game, and because we love your game, that's why we care so much, okay? Yeah, we want it to be better. So again, a big thank you to everyone who filled out the form. Please like and subscribe. Again, I will perish if you don't. It really helps out the channel like tenfold, okay? Share your thoughts below. This is quite an interesting topic. How are you feeling about Natlan right now? Do you agree with your peers? What do you hope happens? Let me know. And what are some other video topics you would like us to cover on the channel? I would love to hear it. Also, a huge thank you to our coffee members, Alienize, Jonah, Luel, Kaeya, Lewandrill, Joanne, Moon, Blue X Crystal, Summers, Blue Ink Alchemist, Pauline S, Cass, Onyxide, Atticus, Ayake, and Pierre Burner. You guys help make the magic happen. So thank you so much for your support. And if you want to be able to see videos early and get a shout out at the end of every single video, go to coffee.com/easocial. It is essentially a Patreon. It is also holiday season coming up, and our merch store is available if you want to rock your rat sewer pride, okay? Link is in the description. It would really help out the channel even more than liking and subscribing, which you're doing, right? Thank you. Also, for everybody who's still listening, thank you to everyone in the last question of the Google forum for saying some really nice things. That was really nice of you guys. I love you guys. One person said, I hope my answers help you and I'm not just writing to the void. I'm happy to say you did not, in fact, write to the void, and I am forever grateful for your thoughts and your time. So thank you. We also stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/easocial if you want to join. So with all that being said, if I don't see you on Twitch, then I'll see you in the next one. All right? Bye. Can we get a clip of one of the babies dying?
Y'all got any babies around? My boss says I have to kill you for YouTube views. I'm sorry, little ones.